Hello my friend and welcome to my channel. Today I've got Salon Perfect Flash Dance and 77 Nails Rainbow Roses Water Slide Decals. I've already gotten started with Nailtique's Formula 2 and here is Salon Perfect Flash Dance. It's more of the teal colored one from that collection. I'm working my way through. As you can see on my other nails, it dries down rather matte and it looks really good that way. But I just, I'm going to glossy it up because that's what I do. And it goes on really well considering how much is in it as far as all the zhuzh. Capping that free edge. Going to go in for a second coat. Get this one all ready to play. And it does dry rather textured, kind of like sandpaper. So if you really like the matte look, you might want to fill it in, and then there's a swatch photo of it on its own before I did anything to it. I'm going to do the American Classics Jealous. It's more of a kind of like a glitter food, smooth it out kind of top coat, but it's definitely not quick dry. So we're going to have to do a quick dry with that. But like I said, if you like the look of it mattified, you might want to do this right here and then top coat it, dry it down, and then when it's dry, put a matte top coat on it to get that look. Today I'm using that Rescue Me top coat. Get it dry down through the layers. And then we'll let these dry completely before I do any more playing on them. Cap that free edge again, seal it all up. Alright, here we go. There's a swatch photo of it by itself with glossy. 77 Nails, and these are the Rainbow Roses. And I'm just going to use 3 of them today. I'm going to do my thumb and my middle and ring finger nails today. So I'm just trimming these out, getting them separated. I find it a little easier to do it that way for me. I am taking a little pipette or whatever, a dropper, and putting some water on the backs of these to kind of loosen them up because they're water slide decals. And then I'm going to try to slide them off onto a stamper. And I'm going to put them upside down because that's the way they need to be to go on the nail. Now I'm leaving in some little fidgety bits because I don't want y'all to think this is like, always one and done, easy peasy. So I am smishing down and pulling on it, trying to straighten out any wrinkles that may be on there. And then we're going to head on to the next one. I'll trim them up and take care of them here in a little bit. It's been a minute since I played with full coverage water slide decals, so I wanted to make sure that I'm, kind of paying attention to what I'm doing and getting them on here the best I can. Now see that one sliding all over the place. Trying to it just jumped right off the nail. So here we go. We're fighting with it. We're going to put it back on. I'm drying off the stamper because I think that it might be too wet and slick, and that's why I'm having trouble. So I'm drying everything off, and I'm going to go ahead and get the other one on a stamper also so that we're ready to go, because I've decided I'm not going to fiddle and fight with this. I'm going to use my next item up for process. Sticky base coat for Maniology. I'm going to put some sticky base coat on the 2 nails that I plan on applying the decals to. I've dried them off, so there shouldn't be any water involved to, mess up what I'm trying to do here. I just decided this would be probably the best way to get this done without fighting with it too bad. I'm going to let that dry for just a few seconds. And then while that's drying, I'm using my little scissors to trim the excess off of that one, especially on the edge, on the end there. Those little bits out of my way. And while I'm letting it dry still, I am going in with this acetone and a cleanup brush, just trying to straighten and tidy this one up a little bit. Try to get it to stick down to the nail. Sometimes tapping that acetone will help it kind of adhere down to the nail polish that's underneath a little better, and then you can do your regular cleanup. Alright, fighting, trying to get it done. And I do like go down the sidewalls really well, and I just kind of tap it, hoping that it'll stick down really well. I do use my fingers quite a bit on this. And then now we're going to apply the other two. Smush, smush, tap, tap. And then get the other one ready and plop it on as well. It's been quite a while since I've played with these. And hindsight, which we talk about that a lot here on my channel, because I don't practice out nails typically before I do them. I would have used like a silver or maybe even a white behind these. The silver reflective glitter polish would have been a great option on this one, or just any silver polish would have worked really. I just think they ended up a little dark. Now you'll see in my swatch photo at the end that it looks pretty good in real life. It's looking a little dark here on camera, but I think in the end they turned out really well. I do have a little bit of a line on the side where the decal didn't reach. I should have used a bigger decal, but it's okay. I don't mind that little bit of a line of a polished show. Okay, I've broke out my cuticle tool here that I use quite often. I'm just kind of trying to straighten that up a little bit. Get my acetone and cleanup brush back at it. Get back at it, girl. I do hold the brush flat up against the edge on the tip of my nail. Try to flatten that out to where it gets very smooth and doesn't catch on things. Alright, back to the cuticle tool. Doing a little bit of all of it today. Trying to scrape that off. See, I've got it broke. It's still kind of attached somewhere. So we're going to get that acetone back after it again. It's been so long since I've done these that I had, so I don't even really know if I'm doing this right. Possibly I am. I'm just being impatient. I was expecting it to be faster. Alright. Now we're going to break out some little scissors here. These are my little itty bitty Maniology scissors, I think. Nope, those are my nipper scissors. Trying to just trim off some of the excess because I'm being quite impatient with it today. I don't know why. Alright, I've sped this up a little bit, so don't think I'm angry doing this. I'm just doing it. And speeding it up makes it look angry. Okay, once they're all cleaned up, I'm going to top it with the SE Speed Setter top coat. And you can see they do pop a little bit more. They're not as dark as they looked on camera originally. Capping that free edge, trying to seal it in. We've got to glide back by the cuticle line. I have to get Woody to take care of that. Hi, Woody. How you doing? Woody's my orange wood stick if you're new. Alrighty. I just think these would have really popped more if they'd have had silver or white behind them. That's just me, like I said, afterthoughting it. But it's okay. I still really like the manicure. And here we go. Here is my swatch photo. I do hope you enjoyed this one today. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, be good to yourself.